So we operate a service called Teleport that allows anybody to just upload a model and then start selling it. But then what do all these sellers do when they all download the models from the same places and start uploading them and trying to sell them? In this video, we're going to talk about why that's not really an issue, and selling models that other people are selling is absolutely doable so long as you want to be in business. So here's the first thing. There are 20 million 3D models out there online, at least, and there are more being added all the time. As 3D printing has grown, more designers have popped up who design a dishing washer bracket or a cool widget or whatever it happens to be, and all of these items are continually being accruing on the internet. So if you are wanting to sell 3D prints and you want to use a service like Teleport or print them yourself, whatever it is, you do not have to sell what everybody else is selling. There are other options out there. There is a gigantic ocean of files to find. So it may be incumbent upon you to do just a little bit of work and look for the items that nobody else is using. Look for the Patreons that other people have not subscribed to. Look to the Instagram designers that no one else is following. Find the designs that no one has downloaded. Rather than looking for the most popular 3D models, look for the least popular that have the most selling potential. Which, by the way, the popularity of a model being downloaded to be 3D printed has nothing to do with its ability to be sold at all. People who download a model to print are wanting to print it. People who are downloading a model to sell are selling to a completely different category of people who do not have 3D printers. So that's the very first thing. It's a giant ocean. There's a lot of opportunity. Go looking for something unique. However, if you are selling models that everybody else has, if you are subscribed to a Patreon of fidget dragons where everybody is selling fidget dragons, the product is not the only part of a business. A business is a lot of different factors. It is the marketing, it is the customer experience, it is the product photos, it is the videos, it is the social presence, it is how you financially pay for it, it's where you source material. All of those factors allow you to compete. You do not have to compete on just the product. Nike sells shoes. You can get shoes anywhere. You can get them with a swoosh on the side that's a little bit different, but it's still an AF1. You can get clones all day long. Why do people buy Nike? It's because of the brand of Nike. So you can look at some other part of your business and figure out how to optimize there. So if you're selling the same fidget dragons that everybody else is selling, the things you might want to do is create better product photography. Make it unique. Don't use the default Instagram images from the designer themselves to sell your items. Sell on different platforms that people don't have. There are other places than Etsy and TikTok Shop. There is Whatnot. There is eBay. There is Amazon. List stuff over there. Find other places to be. You can learn how to sell in retail or wholesale. You can do all sorts of different ways of creating a business around that core 3D print without doing what everybody else does, which is get the most popular Patreon 3D dragons and then list them on Etsy. Don't do that. You will be unsuccessful because you are no different from the guy next to you in any way at all. So find some way to be different. But with that, if the whole crowd is going in a direction and everybody is saying fidget dragons are hot right now, you should sell them, you probably shouldn't sell them. It's a bit like Bitcoin. When your grandmother tells you that you should be getting into Bitcoin, it's probably time to get out. So if there are raging waves of a certain popular item, those are the moments to be prepping your own stuff rather than trying to catch that wave because you probably missed the wave. You can't catch it once it's already in full steam. Other people already have control of it. Another way of differentiating yourself is to take core models and then do simple modifications to them in order to make them different. For example, going back to the fidget dragons, you can make them larger, you can make them smaller. Now you have a fidget dragon keychain or a fidget dragon couch decoration or something. I don't know. But those types of small modifications that are very easy to do, again, differentiate your product from everybody else, but still allow you to use the files that are out there if you are not a designer yourself. So you can also crop them and cut them. Maybe there's a dragon claw that's part of a large dragon model. You cut that off, put it up in the direction, and now it's a headphone stand. And you're again able to use that model, make some mild modifications, and you're able to actually sell a different type of product. You can take a chop through it and turn it into a pencil cup or a phone holder, whatever it happens to be. All of those things can be done in order to differentiate your stuff. So learn how to market it different, maybe modify them a little bit, but ultimately try to find models that nobody else is using. If you may have noticed a trend on this, basically what I'm saying is you need to do some work. Creating a 3D print on demand business, even with Teleport, where you can just upload it and then you have a print farm and you can find designs on Patreon or on Thingiverse for free that have a commercial license. Even with all of that, it's very easy to create one of these businesses. So the best way to be competitive is to make it hard for yourself. Do some work. Find something that requires some input so that you can add some value beyond what everybody else who wants the easiest, lowest hanging fruit is doing. Do something to make yourself special. Anybody can go and trade a commodity and buy the file over here and try to sell it over there. But then you're dealing with commodities, prices, and scale and problems. You don't want to be in commodities. You want to create value. You want to create a business that is unique and differentiated. So you have to put in the effort to make it different. An iPhone is exactly like all the other phones. It will still make a call. It'll still get on the internet. But because of the brand and the design and the intention and the extra effort put into it, it is a very special device with really high margins that has made it the most valuable company in the world. Okay, so we've talked about redesigning and we've talked about differentiating yourself in those kind of ways. What are some other ways to differentiate yourself? Well, you can talk to different customers. Fidget dragons, many people put on Etsy and then sell to whoever wants a fidget dragon. There are other people who may want fidget dragons that do not know they exist. I don't know who those people are, but it could be whatever sort of industry that's wandering around. Maybe those guys are selling to 10-year-old kids. Maybe those guys are selling to 40-year-old moms. Maybe those are selling to people who want to give them as gifts. Maybe those are selling to people who want to use them as a fidget toy at work. Based on who your target audience is, you can change who you are selling to and how much you're selling. So if you are able to, again, brand, promote, and advertise towards a specific group rather than just listing it and hoping somebody finds your item, you can differentiate that way as well. You can do keyword optimization and make sure that the people who would generally be looking for something else stumble into your product. So this is around copywriting and listing and a little bit of branding too, but just going towards a different target audience makes your product different. And last but not least, if you are not able to differentiate your brand, make new photos, redesign the product, make it more optimized, or find a different target audience, you can always find files that nobody else has. As again, coming full loop, there are 20 million models out there online. There is no way that you need to look at the most popular versions of those files that everybody else is selling in order to sell them successfully. You can find some other alternative. There are many different repos other than Thangs, Thingiverse, and MakerWorld. You can go to CG Trader. You can find them on some Russian bot site like GameBody. You can generate them from an AI generation system. You are able to maybe find a designer on Fiverr to design new unique models. You can talk to the designer of famous Patreons and ask them to design a model specifically for you. More expensive, but it's a way of doing it. Again, search around, make yourself have some effort. Even though you might be finding those files for free, just being in models, scrolling through Instagram, looking for 3D designers. The Instagram and internet gods will start to show you smaller and smaller people because they're just really interested in 3D models. They'll start to show you people who have like 20 followers, but have fantastic models and a Patreon with 2 people on it. You can find items that are really unique and able to be sold that way. So this whole story of the models are available to everybody, I can't sell them, everybody else is selling them, is ridiculous. That isn't actually true. There is winner-take-all scenarios in those, but you can learn how to differentiate your business with the same basic product in order to create something special and scalable and profitable. This idea that, the files are everywhere, I can't sell them, is stupid. It's not true. It is a commodity, and commodity markets exist and work fine. You just have to understand all the other parts of business so that you can actually differentiate over there rather than in the product stack. Have a great day, everybody.